Washington, BC. Dan here. Welcome back to Vinyl Fury. And I do believe I have enough time to film one more video while I have everything out. So I'll go ahead and do that and try to do it as quick as possible. A record that I never expected to exist by a band that I thought was definitely done. But so glad that they're not. Failure. They put out their last record in 1996, and it was amazing, but it just didn't land back then like it did later in its life. It's become a classic among people who enjoy alternative rock, post-hardcore. It's not really post-hardcore. It's music like Helmet and Quicksand, that kind of genre, that heavy alternative melodic rock. Failure is one of the best, and they got back together last year and did a tour and recorded a couple songs and announced that they were doing a new record, which was unbelievable news. And man, it is really good. Very pleased with the result of this band putting out a new record. They haven't missed a step. In fact, on the last record, Fantastic Planet, there was these segues, and there's 3 of them, and this one starts with segue 4. So they're really just picking up where they left off, and the music is just phenomenal. Really well recorded and produced by Ken Andrews, the vocalist. He's a really fantastic engineer and mixer. The sound quality that he creates is really great, especially for this kind of music. The instrument tones and everything, they just did everything right with this album. I really, really enjoy it. The double LP in a gatefold jacket. It is pressed at United, and I've been very vocal about my beef with them. United Record Pressing. I think that their vinyl product is subpar, especially for being the largest vinyl pressing plant that we have right now. And they just expanded too, which only means that more records are going to be pressed there, which I don't like. So it has some surface noise that I wish wasn't there, but what are you going to do? But the music is fantastic, and I highly recommend this for anyone who loves the kind of music that I just listed. If you don't know who Failure is already, this album is awesome. Now, next is also an album that I never expected to exist. The result is not quite as exciting, actually, unfortunately, because they are one of my favorite bands, and I put out one of my favorite records ever, which was in 1998. Refused is the band, and their new album is called Freedom. It was just released in June, along with Failure, by the way. And this album, definitely not picking up where they left off. There's definitely more of a produced sound, and they originated as a hardcore band and expanded that with their last album, The Shape of Punk to Come. That record is phenomenal in so many ways, and so textured and layered and really next level. And this, there's some good moments, and I don't dislike the record. It's just underwhelming, especially, and it's kind of unfair to compare it to their last record, but it is their last record, so maybe it's not. But in comparison with the experience with Failure, where that sounds like a Failure record and sounds exactly like what they would do after their last one, this not so much. And there's some moments where you're like, why did they do that? What are they really going for here? Don't they know their audience and what they would be expecting? And maybe they're doing that despite those expectations. I'm not really sure what they were going for, and maybe it'll grow on me once I grow past, the expectations, I guess. And expectations were large, obviously, coming from their last record. But I've actually been able to see them play live 3 times, which has been incredible. They still put on a great show. And I saw them on the smallest show that they did on their last tour, in a place that is not very large. And so it was really cool to see him that close up. I got to go right up to the stage, and I still have that intensity, especially when playing their older material. So I actually, of course, before I heard it, I ordered 2 copies, one from the US distributor and one from the European. This is the inner gatefold. The artwork is pretty cool. I do enjoy that. Printed inner sleeve, and this is the European version, which the vinyl looks pretty nice. And this was actually cut by Bernie Grundman, which is cool. I do enjoy his work. So this is a gold and black European pressing. I actually haven't listened to this copy of it yet. And this is the limited US variant on yellow vinyl, which I actually really enjoy. I love that color. And there's 1,000 of these. I think both of those were the mail order exclusive colors. So while I'm certainly glad that the band is active again, and I think that it's great that there is a new Refused record, I guess I just wish I liked it more. Again, it's not bad. It's just, comparatively, I wish it was better, I guess. I really don't know what to say. Some people have actually trashed it, and it's not terrible. It's just not the kind of music I was expecting. Perfuse 73 is one of my favorite electronic artists. And it is one guy, and he put out a new full-length and 2 EPs in just the last few months. And they all came out on temporary residency. So this is the album, Rivington Now Rio, I believe is how you pronounce that. Great electronic, beat-oriented, sample-based producer music. And this is the second EP, Every Color of Darkness. And I have yet to get the first one on vinyl. None of my local stores got it. And by the time I tried to order it from temporary residency, it wasn't available. So I don't know really why. I don't know if it was that limited or not, but I'm going to try to track down a copy online. And they all go together. So the first one has a P, and then there's the 73. If you line them all up. Really great music, and this is definitely more like the earlier work that I first heard on albums like One Word Extinguisher from 2003. It's definitely more along those lines. He's kind of varied his sound from album to album, and this is the kind of stuff that I love that he does. So I really enjoyed these. Another reissue from Shop Radiocast that I'm glad exists. I've been waiting on it for quite some time. It was announced a while back. Freak Show, the second album from Silverchair. When they reissued their first album, Frog Stomp, they announced they'd be doing this as well. And that was 2 years ago, I think. And this finally was released last month. And there's 500 on red, and that is what I got. It is a gatefold. Some of the original CD artwork in there. And a folded insert. The liner notes. And this sounded better than I was expecting to. The lacquers were cut by Kevin Gray, who also works at Bernie Grundman's studio and does a lot of great work. And it was at least sourced from Analog. It was probably ripped and remastered that way. It wasn't very clear, but at least there was Analog in there somewhere, and it definitely sounds really good. I loved this record as a teenager. It's still one of my favorites. So really cool to have it on vinyl now. And this is the second album from Superheaven, who used to be called Daylight when their last album, Jar, was released, and that was one of my favorite records of 2013. I listened to that so many times. It really harkens back to 90s alternative grunge, alternative rock. But really, really cool, heavy rock music with melodic vocals. So they had to change their name, and they changed it to Super Heaven, which it's not a bad name, but I like Daylight a lot more. This one's called Ours is Chrome, and it's definitely more of the same, I would say, from their debut, which is not a bad thing. It just didn't really evolve much. And actually, these songs they seem mostly the same tempo, the same vibe, whereas Jar had a few more down-tempo songs. It felt more eclectic. So, like I said, definitely more of the same, which is good. I like it. I don't feel the need to listen to it as much as Jar. But I'm really excited to see where they go next. And I highly recommend this record to fans of that type of music. So finally, the new album from Jagged Jazzist. And I was really excited when I found out a new album was coming from them. It's been a while. This one's called Starfire, and it has a really cool package. There's actually a slipcase cover, and when you remove it, you get a little bit of animation, the stars. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's kind of animated. Yeah, you can see them flicker a little bit. A good pressing, another great album from them. I'm going to have to listen to this again. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about it that wasn't quite as engaging to me as they usually are. I only listened to it once. I'm definitely going to have to revisit it. But I love Jagged Jazzist. It's jazz, but with a lot of other elements. Electronic, experimental. They have a lot of members in their group as well. Really, really talented, really layered, textured, great music from Norway. So definitely recommend this as well. I think I'm about to run out of time, so there we go. I finally did 2 videos. Happy to share this stuff and finally cross that off the list. And like I said, there's definitely some used stuff that I've gotten, and I'd like to listen to it and stuff before I talk about it. And there'll be some other new stuff soon as well. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you find something here that you are interested in. Let me know what you thought. And until next time, take care. Enjoy your music.